Right, okay. So I wanted to do a second part on marketing. So we've looked at marketing strategy already. And I'm going to look at the second part now, which is like social media and everything around that. So thankfully, Joe is joining me this morning. So hello, Joe.
Hello, I'm excited to be here.
Good, good. Joe, do you want to introduce yourself, who you work for and what you do?
Yeah, so my name's Joe Bennett. I work for Clockwork Moggy. That's a full service digital marketing agency, but my role within the company is everything social media. So that's social media ads as well as the organic social media strategy and posting.
Cool, cool. And so generally, if a company sort of comes to you, how would you kind of guide them to start with? How would you help them?
Yeah, so step one's always just work out what they're doing at the moment and sort of where the baseline is before we can add upon it. I like to see how their organic social media is going first and what has hit and what hasn't hit. So a lot of people don't actually go back and look at the analytics of their posts. They just post out just to feel like they've done social media. Tick, done that off my list. Cool, let's move on. But it's actually quite important to go back and then you can see patterns. So you can see like, oh, actually, when I give out advice in this area, it gets a lot more engagement than when I talk about happy Friday, it's the weekend, or vice versa. Sometimes the more casual stuff does better than the professional stuff. But you can't really tell until you go back and look at the analytics. So yeah, step one is always go back, see what they've done in the past, what's worked and what's not worked, and then build upon that.
Yeah. Right, so we've obviously LinkedIn helpfully limits us to 10 minutes, so we're gonna zoom through some things. So I think we kind of established B2B, business to business, we need LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Can you give me 3 things that companies need to do that they're not doing already to like improve on this area?
Yeah, so the first one is exactly what we're doing here, video. Stats have actually been released that there are more people looking for video on LinkedIn than people creating video. So there's literally a demand of people wanting video and not enough people servicing that demand. And anyone that knows anything about business, if there's more demand and less supplier, then you should be the one supplying it. So the first thing I would say to everyone is get on video. If you've never done it before, it's going to be very uncomfortable and your videos are probably not going to be great. But if you start now, then in 3 months' time, they will be great. But if you don't start at all, then you're never going to get to that great part where you're good at video.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the first thing.
It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot either, does it? It just takes like a green screen.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can muck around, can't you? So
yeah, and there's a lot of people that get the fear of, oh, my camera's not good enough, my microphone's not good enough, and this, but it's been shown time and time again on platforms like LinkedIn, people don't care about that stuff, they just care about the person and the content.
Yeah.
And there's people even over on YouTube where it is a little bit more important. There's still people with millions and millions of subscribers who are just using a phone and the phone microphone, but because their content is so good, people keep coming back for more. So don't care about stuff like that. Just start using your phone, start getting content out there, and then that's the best place to start.
What about another quick win for LinkedIn? Is there another quick one that you can?
Yeah, so messaging is still a big thing. So you probably get spammed by loads of messages which are full of sales stuff, which is not the way to go on LinkedIn. People are on LinkedIn to do business. They don't go on there on a Saturday to see what their aunt is doing like they do on Facebook. So if people are on LinkedIn, they are in business and they want to do business. So so use the search bar on the top left. So if you're watching this on LinkedIn, there's a search bar in the top left. If you're on desktop, just put in your target. So if you're trying to service home improvement people, put in conservatory in the top, and then people who have a title in a job title in that area will come up, and then send them human messages. So not, hey, my name's Joe, I'm going to sell to you in this huge paragraph. Just go, hey Jerry, I noticed that you did this cool thing for charity recently. It'd be cool to connect. So something like that, something personalized. And then you're going to start a conversation with your target audience, which you can't do on many platforms.
Yeah, and it's just more targeted, isn't it? I say it to my
Exactly.
clients. It's like you can take a machine gun approach and you won't hit anything,
Yeah.
or you can actually be a sniper and kind of like you get the results. So
Yeah.
it's got to be.
And if you think about it from my point of view, if I click a message and there's a huge block of text, like a huge paragraph that isn't personalized to me at all, I'm
That's
not
awful,
reading
isn't it?
I'm not reading even the first word. I'm clicking off of it straight away. Where if someone said, Hey Joe, I saw you went to Business Vision Live recently. How was it? That's much more personalized. And then I'm more inclined to say, yeah, it was really good actually. Was you there? And start a conversation. And then once the conversation's running, that's when you can be like, oh, just thought I'd drop you a message to let you know that I'm doing X, Y, and Z for people at the moment. If there's something you are interested in, let me know. And it's all very informal and human. Like people want to automate and everything nowadays, which has left a sour taste in people's mouths. So if you're the one that brings everything back to being human again, you're going to get results.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do a second video on this because LinkedIn won't let me. So on Facebook and that, we'll move on to that. Let's stay on LinkedIn. What about, is there anything else, like a third thing on LinkedIn that you could possibly?
Yeah. So the other part of it is engaging with other people. That's sort of, I guess, the third pillar. So you've got posting yourself, which I suggest doing videos. You've got actually starting conversations with people. And then the last one is commenting on other people's posts. The LinkedIn algorithm is actually pretty good at showing you what you want to see once you start engaging on posts. So going back to the conservatory example, if you start commenting on posts of people who are in that business, LinkedIn's going to show you more people in that business and their posts, and then you can continue commenting on different people, and then in the end your feed is just going to be full of people who are actually your target audience because you've been commenting on their stuff and you're starting a conversation. And then tying this into the second point as well, if you've commented on their post and then you send them a message, they're even more likely to actually get back to you and start a conversation because they will recognize you as, oh, you're the guy that said that really valuable thing on my post. And then you move it into the private messages. That's a really good way to go as well.
That's stronger than just liking a post, is it?
Yeah, 100%. So the easiest way to work out any algorithm on any platform is how easy is it to do the thing. If I'm just scrolling and I just like, that's very easy to do. But to get someone to stop and comment, that's much harder to do. And then to get them to share, that's even harder to do, which is how the algorithm works. So if someone shares your post, the algorithm will be like, oh, that must be a really valuable post to make someone take time out of their day to share the post and add their own bit to it. So that's how you should always see the algorithm weights. And then they now look at retention. So on this video, if you get someone that watches the whole 10 minutes and gets to the end of it, LinkedIn is going to be like, oh, this is a great video. Loads of people are watching it to the end, which means it must be more valuable. And then it's going to get pushed out to more people. So that's why
so it's worth getting your friends to zoom to the end of the video, and then you can
exactly. That's it. And
Joe, I'm going to have to bring this one to a close because of our limitations. But what I'll do is I'll stop recording now, and then we'll start again in a second. Okay?
Yeah.